featuring Will Gavin and Master Tess Fassian.
And a squad of big-name contributors.
The S Word
from talkSPORT.
And we're back.
Look at that. I had to get used to this.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I need to turn up my headphones as well. We were not ready for this show.
We were not.
This is the S Word, sponsored by Calci. I'm Will Gavin. And look, I know you did this yesterday, but look who's back in the studio.
We're back, baby. And I came with the medal, baby.
There we go.
We came with a medal.
There it is. The bronze medal.
It's coming home.
England won. England won Soccer Aid 2026. Sorry, the World Cup third place playoff last night. Just say the S Word one. honestly, be better. If we'd been out there, at least it wouldn't have felt so farcical. England won the third place playoff, aka Soccer Aid 2026 last night. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was ridiculous. I had a good time for 2 hours, but it's an utter nonsense and it means literally nothing. So we will talk about it on today's show. I'm sure how England fans feel about it, whether that changes their feelings towards Thomas Tuchel after Wednesday night, whether that changes their feeling about this tournament after the other night, where it changes their feelings about this team as well. And of course, I don't know if anyone's noticed, it's World Cup final day. It's World Cup football indeed. The 2026 World Cup final is upon us. The world champions, the reigning world champions, face off with the reigning European champions for the first time in World Cup history. It's the first Spanish league speaking final since 20. It's Lionel Messi against Lamine Yamal. It's the bath photo come to real life, and it's all coming up for you live on talkSPORT. We've got a great show. We've got great guests coming up, so let's get into it. I'm just going to make sure I've got the running order open so I know who those great guests are and who's on the show.
I'm trying to get adjusted to this camera angle here.
I like
whole new world.
I like that you've worn the England shirt and you've worn the third place medal today. We will...
hey, listen here. I have to show some love to England. Best finish they've had in 60 years.
No, it's not.
Tuchel starting off the journey.
I'm going to rally against that immediately, and I know this is an immediate bite from me. It doesn't mean anything.
It does.
It literally means nothing. The best finish we've had since 1966 is this year and 2018 and 1990 because we were losing semi-finalists. But that's as far as we got in the competition.
You lost to Belgium in the third place game. You lost to Italy in the third place.
Yeah, we
game.
did.
You brought it home. It's coming home, and I have to celebrate.
You enjoy the celebrations.
I will.
You enjoy that.
I wish I could have met them at the airport, but unfortunately they flew into Birmingham. That's how they're going to fly into Heathrow. Give them a hero's welcome. But look.
Nobody is throwing a parade. Tuesday, the streets of London are going to be empty, unlike they would have been if England were playing tonight and managed to win that game of football. Then there would be a parade. I would be getting a tattoo. The whole nation would be rallying behind it. Instead, we're left going, what if? What if? Even against a France side who were, let's be honest, pathetic in the first 45 minutes. Dreadful, appalling. They got called out by their own manager. Their own players are getting absolutely ruined. Ryan Shirky, have you seen the photo of him on the sideline, lay on the bag? They clearly did not care in the first half of that game.
I mean, that's kind of been Shirky this whole World Cup.
You're not wrong. It's so great. We go 4-0 up against that team. But where was the front foot endeavour? Where were those Declan Rice driving runs? Where was that that attacking will? Where was that belief before the Argentina game, during the Argentina game, in the last 30 minutes of the Argentina game? None of that was anywhere. And listen, let's go straight away. Can I hear from Bukayo Saka talking to Faker others? Absolutely.
Hat-trick legend.
Love Bukayo Saka. Let's hear from Bukayo Saka.
Third place winner.
Speaking to Faker others after this game.
I think it was more about finishing the tournament strong because as a group that's what we deserve. Obviously we believe as a whole we should have gone all the way, and yeah, we should be playing tomorrow, not today, but yeah, the reality is we're playing today for third and fourth place, and we just wanted to finish strong and finish in the highest position this country's seen for over 60 years. So I'm happy we've done that today, and yeah, we leave, reflect, and we meet again in 8 weeks.
I'm not here to dig out Bukayo Saka directly for his comments, because the fact is when he talks about deserved, which is an insane word to use in that situation, or when he talks about that they should be in the final, they should be playing today, he wasn't given the opportunity to affect that by Thomas Tuchel because he didn't see a single minute of the pitch against Argentina, despite the fact he was healthy enough to play 100+ minutes in the third place playoff. It's infuriating. It's made me angrier about Wednesday instead of making me feel better about it, Master.
But in the Olympics, If someone comes,
It's not the Olympics.
it happens every 4 years. It's a tournament that's isolated within a 1 month span.
It's not. It is not the celebration of the greatest amateur sports people in the world.
It's a celebration of the greatest sport in the world.
I don't even like football being in the Olympics hugely. I don't like golf being in the Olympics. That's a whole separate conversation. The Olympics should be about amateur sport, not professionals coming and playing. But if football is going to be playing in the Olympics, keep it as an under-21 sport or an under-23 sport, or whatever it is that they do. That's great.
I didn't expect an Olympic soccer.
That's fine. But I just... No, it's not the Olympics. The third place playoff is pointless.
My point being...
Although we did get £2 million for finishing third place to the fourth place.
And a nice little medal.
So that's 12% of Thomas Tuchel's payoff if we sack him today. Around about the same amount of possession as we had after we took the lead against Argentina. So perfect. Let's use the money for that. I mean, I know it could build 4G pitches, which would really help develop the youth of this country and coaching and all the things we actually need to do. But in the meantime, let's get rid of Thomas Tuchel with that money. Ridiculous.
He's not going anywhere.
No, I know
he's not going anywhere.
I know he's not.
Everyone at this network, just get off of it. You're talking about Lampard and Eddie Howe and Pep Guardiola. Give me a break. Give me a break. Like, first off, Pep Guardiola is never coming here. He literally almost sacrificed his entire family for Manchester City. He probably didn't even want to leave Manchester City, truth be told.
He did verbally agree to take the England job before he extended his Man City contract.
4 years ago.
Nah, it was 2 years.
2 years ago, whatever it was.
It was before Thomas Tuchel took over.
Yes,
so
2 years ago. And it didn't. Did it happen?
19, 20 months ago.
It didn't happen.
Yeah, but it's worth revisiting.
No, it's not.
It's at least worth a conversation.
It's not a conversation whatsoever. If anything, if I would expect Pep Guardiola to ever coach a national team, he probably follows Luis de la Fuente and coaches Spain. If we're being quite honest.
My feeling on that is separate anyway. Like, Pep Guardiola isn't the shout for me. And actually, you see what works in international management. This goes back to conversations we've had since Wednesday. I don't actually think Thomas Tuchel is going anywhere. You're absolutely right. In a way, you've got to kind of get behind him and hope that they can build towards something. But in 69 days, we play Spain in the Nations League. We then play Czechia 3 days later. We then play Croatia 4 days after that. Do you believe that anything that happened in the last 24 hours is going to affect how we approach playing three of the best teams in Europe in the space of a week-long span when we played as poorly as we did on Wednesday night?
I mean, considering the sentiment, the performance from the players, how, again, as meaningless as people felt this game was, they clearly came out and gave some effort and provided, again, the best finish of a World Cup on foreign soil, the best finish in 60 years. This is Tuchel's first World Cup, first international competition, first time at the helm with England. I feel like, again, I don't see an England kid on you.
There are a lot of England fans who, if you'd gone into this tournament and said, you'll be the third best team here. We weren't the third best team, to be clear, anyway. Like, we weren't better than France over the course of this tournament, for example. But if they were to turn around and say, you'll get to a semi-final, you'll lose it, you'll win the third place playoff, I'm sure there's a lot of England fans who would have taken that. But it's not about what the result is. It's about, did you see an improvement? The decision to hire a coach for £8 million a year, the decision to go and get a proven winner, to go and get somebody who's done it in the Champions League, a great club coach, which, let's be honest, it didn't work with Carlo Ancelotti in Brazil, it didn't work with Sven, it didn't work Fabio Capello, but I backed it. I can't pretend I didn't. I backed Thomas Tuchel. I bought a shirt, for Christ's sake, that said, trust Thomas Tuchel. And yet, in the one moment he had to do what he had to do to prove to us that he was the right choice, he didn't do it. And then he has spent 5 days since telling us, I made the right decisions. I'd do it again. I don't regret anything. And that is balmy to me. Balmy.
I mean, the players as well. They allowed the shortest guy on the pitch to
yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. The players again, don't get out of this scot-free.
The equal shared blame on the players and the coaches here. But again, for them to lessen the blow, I would say, off this third place, coming back with something to show for this as a result of it. And again,
it makes it worse.
It does. It's again, the disappointment. I completely understand the disappointment. I'm not dismissing that whatsoever. No one wants to play in a third place game. No one does. But I think having played and won in that, it can remind you, despite those 30 minutes, as painful as that was, if you look back at this journey, how much joy did you find watching that DR Congo game?
Yeah, great.
How much joy did you find?
I watched it with the team here. We went to the pub. It was fantastic.
I saw the videos, the photos. It looked tremendous. How much fun did you have watching the Mexico game?
I mean, I had a lot of fun apart from when somebody's TV stopped working. I just want to mention that one more time before the tournament is done. But just want to make sure you just really get your flowers, Sam Harris.
A beautiful core memory. Yeah. For better or for worse.
To be fair. And this is something to say
and also Norway as well. Like, it's again.
That was tough.
It was tough, but you overcame it. You came through. And if you want to talk about progress, where did you finish in 2022?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Again, and I'm not here trying to be a Debbie, not a Debbie Downer, the hopeful, optimistic. I'm not even trolling here. I'm genuinely saying, being the third best nation in the world, like, again, it's not the World Cup. You're not winning it. It's not the final today, but it's something to at least build off of for the next 2 years.
I hope that is true. And listen, I think there are things that happened last night which, if those players can do it in an actual game that means something, is hugely positive. Like, there were great goal scored last night. I went through I took notes during the game, and I went through my descriptions of the 4 goals.
You took notes in the third place game that you called meaningless?
Yeah. You never stop being a nerd, mate.
Big baby.
Truly, this is the first time I've ever watched the third place playoff, because I knew I was doing the breakfast show on talkSPORT this morning and doing this show afterwards. And honestly, I got in last night. I had a family barbecue thing yesterday, like a celebratory event. You wouldn't have wanted to be invited to this. I had like a family event yesterday that we did, and I got in at like 9 o'clock. I got my kids out of the car, managed to get them into bed without waking them up. And I sat down in front of the telly and I was like, can I just go to bed? I've got to be up at 3:45. And then, actually, we scored 4 goals in the first half. And I'm at half-time going, I'm going to have to watch this whole thing now, aren't I? I'm going to have to watch this whole thing. And do you know what part of the worst thing is? Is that when France started trying...
Oh, my God.
When they came out in the second half, before the hydration break in the second half, and they went, we're going to make 4 changes. And actually, we're going to try now. Like... When France tried, they beat us 4-2 in the second half. That's essentially what happened. And they went 3-0 up, and they absolutely walked all over us. But and Thomas Tuchel, at the hydration break, made positive changes. He brought Jude Bellingham.
Progress. Growth. Elliot Anderson. He brought in...
You're not talking me into this.
Come on.
You're not talking me into this.
What did he do? He took off Ivan Toney, put Ollie Watkins up top. He fortified the midfield, and... It worked.
Do you know what Harry Kane said after the game? I know we've heard from Bukayo Saka, but what Harry Kane said when he spoke to talkSPORT after the game, which was astonishing to me. He said the team with the best mentality won today.
100%. Couldn't agree more.
The England mentality monsters that they supposedly are. Are you like
you now just translate
you're
talking
this about mentality 4 days after the bunch of you shrunk into little children going against fully grown men for 35 minutes against Argentina, and you're talking about the right mentality and the right approach?
But this has happened for 60 years. Again, you need the building blocks here. It's one of baby steps, guys. Baby steps.
Can we hear from Thomas Tuchel? Because this is equally madness to me.
I'd love to hear it. What your keep calm. Trust Tuchel. What did my boy Tuchel say? Roll the clip.
I struggled to keep calm, but I listened to this.
Jordan Henderson put everything into perspective in a very inspiring and very impressive speech in the hotel today before we went to the stadium. So
what did he say?
So he's a huge part to play. He put it just into perspective from his experience. He was in a semi-final and he was in a match and played for 3rd place. And that's just like to worship the moment and what it means to play for England in every single match, and especially in an official World Cup match. So it was very impressive. He said it much better than me, and very moving, and played a huge part in our performance.
What's wrong with that?
I'm really glad that instead of Adam Wharton or Morgan Gibbs-White or players that could have actually affected a game of football, that we brought Jordan Henderson to have a 9-minute cameo in a game we'd already won, to then fall over an advertising hoarder and break his arm. But he gave an inspiring speech ahead of the 3rd place playoff, guys. So, that really made the
You didn't
difference.
see Jude Bellingham kiss him on the forehead as he scored the sealing goal to secure and capture this beautiful medal, which, by the way, Will... Your neck looks a bit bare, doesn't it?
God, I knew it was coming.
I don't see you with the England kit. Your neck looks a bit bare for someone that stayed up and watched the match, that wrote notes, that talked about how meaningless this game was, but gave your full effort to make sure that you displayed your pride and joy of watching this 3rd place game and seeing England finally capture a medal, finish a World Cup with a victory. I think
come on, just
come on,
get out.
Come on. I think it's time. You've seen the little baby meme, haven't you? It's your time. Come on.
What, you're going to put me in the bar?
Come on.
You're going to put me in the bar?
This
is terrifying.
Not that baby.
Oh, God. I thought you meant Lamine Yamal.
Not Lamine Yamal.
Come on.
Come on. There you go. It's coming home, baby. It came home. You can thank Jordan Henderson. You can thank Jude Bellingham.
Have you seen when teams lose the Champions League and get given that losers medal and they immediately throw it into the ground?
What?
That's exactly what I'm going to be doing with the third place medal.
Yeah,
treasure your medals.
I'm hoping that's made of chocolate.
It is a chocolate medal.
Good news. That's the best thing you've done in the last 15 minutes.
It's a play on the joke. I think it was the French teams that were calling it chocolate medal. So
is there? Let me genuinely ask you: is there any part of you, particularly as an Arsenal fan, that goes, what on earth is Declan Rice doing playing 100+ minutes last night? How is Bukayo Saka not playing a single minute against Argentina when we desperately needed him? I'm not blaming him, I'm blaming Thomas, to be clear. How are those two playing 100+ minutes? When I saw the starting lineup, I went, right, he's given them like 45 minutes and they'll come off at half-time, right? Guys? Right? Right? None of it.
I was nervous seeing that. But I will say this. Knowing what I've watched from Declan Rice, the mindset that he has, this guy will give everything he has for his teammates.
Yeah.
And whatever crest or badge that he is wearing, he is, you talk about mentality monster, that guy will give it his all. And I cannot imagine someone of Declan Rice's mindset to look at this game, knowing he had the armband on, playing the entire game, giving it everything he had for his country, to allow an opportunity to find some joy, as minimal as some people may feel it is, but to provide some joy for someone out there in this country to feel a bit better about how the season ended. I commend Declan Rice. And if anything, there should be more players like Declan Rice on this team. When you talk about the mindset and mentality, like, again, how you treat the small things is how you treat everything. And I commend, as annoying as it was as an Arsenal fan watching him play every single game there, knowing he's dealing with neural pain in his hamstring, as someone that is not English, but can respect when a player loves their country.
Did you see?
That point. I admired it, and it makes me respect and appreciate Declan Rice even more.
I think that's fair. Did you see Anthony Marriott's halftime interview?
I did not.
It's astonishing. So, obviously, England are 4-0 up at half-time. And it was a bizarre half of football where France just completely didn't turn up. And England scored 4 great goals. Declan Rice had his best delivery of the World Cup by a country mile for the second goal.
The goal he scored in the second minute was
the goal he scored where Doué gives that loose pass and he drives forward. And there are 5 England players in front of him. And they're moving defenders out of the way. And they're doing all these things that I just wish I could see England do in a positive fashion when it's a game that actually freaking matters. Anthony Barry gets interviewed at half-time, and I'm not kidding, there are tears in his eyes. And he says this, I'm a little bit emotional. I'm struggling to find the words to describe how proud I am of these players. They're playing this game with broken hearts. I see 11 lads with broken hearts. I've seen them in the last 2 days, broken hearts. They can build a performance like that, though, playing for England, the team spirit we've built in the last 7 weeks. It's been a privilege to watch. And I'm sitting there, and I'm going, where was this on Wednesday? Where was this on Wednesday when we needed it? Where? And I lovely. It's a wonderful thing to say, Anthony Barry. I really like you, Anthony Barry. But where was that on Wednesday? It's astonishing. It's pathetic. It's ridiculous. And please say it means something. Please say it means that we go into a home Euros where we can legitimately win that competition, where the final's going to be at Wembley, where we can go there and we can finally break what's going to be 62 years of hurt by then. But I just don't believe it. I don't believe any of it anymore. All that mentality I built up over the last 10 years is just gone.
Crushed by 30 minutes of losing to Argentina and Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
After 30 minutes of that, you're just done.
Oh, yeah.
You're just done.
Well, Thomas Tuchel's still in charge. No, I need building back up. I need building back up.
The morale's about as low as your back line at this point. But again, mentality monsters. Like, where is this at? Where's the fan base? I'm walking around. I don't see anybody wearing England kits. Everyone put them all away for 2 years. I was at Hamleys trying to find a bronze medal. I couldn't find one. I was talking to a guy, and he literally was. He got a crack out of what I was doing, and then I said, "Where's your kid at?" He said, "I'm not bringing it out for the next 2 years." I'm sorry. That mindset has to change from the fans too.
I agree. I do agree.
Because it's interlocked. If the fans just give up at this, it takes you guys so long to buy in. It takes you guys so long to buy in. And then you finally get a moment like the Mexico game, and then you go all in emotionally. And then the moments a moment like this happens in 30 minutes, all of that goes to waste, and it takes another 2 years to build this back up.
I completely agree. It's like, and the fact that Thomas Tuchel reacted in that moment, I truly believe was a case of he was meant to be there to change the DNA, to change the footballing mindset, to change the mentality. And I fully believe that he got infested by those 60 years of disbelief from England. I fully believe that that's what happened, that he shrunk inside himself because of everything that he'd heard and everything that he'd said. And I don't.
I mean, he was watching the players shrinking, and right after they scored a goal, he was watching the players shrinking.
But that doesn't mean I can't be just apoplectic today. And listen, there are lots of people who loved this game of football. And I think it was Stuart Pearce who said, like, for transient football fans, for people who turn up for World Cups and turn up for Euros and just want entertainment, and certainly for new football fans, World Cups always bring those. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people in America who they just engage with soccer with this World Cup, and they get to watch one of the funnest games of football. 10 goals, brilliant goals at that. Like what? Beyond the penalty, almost every goal was great.
Sublime. Like some incredible passing by France. It was unbelievable. Some beautiful balls given. Eze's the delivery he gave to
We're essentially celebrating England winning the Pro Bowl. We're essentially celebrating the Harlem Globetrotters. We're essentially celebrating them winning the All-Star game. Like, that's what this is.
Well, if it was PSG Bayern Munich, you were praising about how that was the greatest game you've ever seen.
Yeah, because it meant something.
It was
because it meant something.
There was a second leg. There was a second leg.
Yeah.
There was a second leg.
And that was played differently.
And you loved the open in the game. You said it was beautiful. This is how football should be played. Now it happens in the third place, and there was something on the line. There was something on the line.
There was nothing.
There was something on the line. This beautiful medal was on the line, baby. There was a chocolate medal on the line.
It would have more value if it was made of chocolate than it being made of bronze.
I'm going to probably eat this during the break.
So I'm saying enjoy the sugar rush, enjoy the energy drink, enjoy that like sense of fun that was taken from that game. And there is something to really enjoy from that as a neutral. But I also, because I felt it myself, completely understand the England fans who are just banging their head against the wall this morning, who are just going, why could we not just get 10% of that on Wednesday? Because I genuinely think that, and you know, hypotheticals are ridiculous, and we could have played on the front foot. He could have put attacking players on, and Messi could have still picked us apart. Argentina could have still beat us. Of course they could. But they probably would have. I'd feel much better if we'd been aggressive. I'd feel much better about it if we'd gone on the front foot.
Knowing English media, if he would have been on the front foot, they would have blamed him for not being in a low block. And if he is in a low block, they're going to blame him for not being more attacking.
Did you see? That's what Cundy said to Jamie O'Hara. Jamie O'Hara stormed out of the studio.
Oh, is it?
It's really good. Check it out on the talkSPORT.
Besides banging your head on the wall, you've also banging chocolate medals, unfortunately.
I'll pick it up. Don't worry.
Put it back on. Come on, let's celebrate the best finish you've ever seen from England World Cup in your lifetime. Come on, pick up that medal. Pick up that medal. Come on. I worked very hard on that. There it is. There it is. It's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming. Third place is coming home.
Just go to the break. I'm a big fan of fat bottom girls.
Around here, we only use the F word.
talkSPORT presents
The S word.
talkSPORT presents
The S Word.
high energy exchanges, fiery fan reactions, and the biggest football debate.
The S Word.
From talkSPORT.
It's World Cup final day! Where they'll be playing for a medal, a much better colour. Well, not a brown. That's the colour this has ended up being. You can do the intro if you want. I'm just going to sit here and eat chocolate.
Go ahead. Welcome back to the S Word. Powered by talkSPORT. Brought to you by our good friends at Kalshi.
That's real Christmas tree level chocolate.
It's good, right?
That's real.
It's good. It's good. Doesn't third place taste great? Doesn't it taste great? He went from yogurt muncher to chocolate muncher.
It's so stuck in my teeth immediately. It's so
Oh, this is going to be one incredible segment.
So
get in touch with us. You tune us in.
Oh, it's
Instagram.
me.
Where we at? You enjoy your chocolate. Don't worry. You third place winner. You enjoy your chocolate, baby. I'll take over from here. You can tune in. Thank you for everyone who's tuning in on talkSPORT. Check us out. Subscribe. talkSPORT S Word is where you can find us at. Come on, we're trying to keep growing the show. Our last World Cup game that we have to cover here. Also, you can get in touch with us on Instagram and Twitter. Shout out to everybody who's engaging, interacting, retweeting, reposting all of our content. We love to see, and we love to see everybody in the YouTube comments as well, Will.
I'm a big fan of fat bottom girls. Oh, why again?
Yes.
We don't need
Yes,
it twice.
Yes, he did. 3 times the charm. Hopefully we end the show with that. Thank you so much.
So, it is World Cup final day. We did start off by talking about the third place playoff, by talking about England. We didn't talk the France perspective. That could be something that we get into as well. Zinedine Zidane now taking over after Didier Deschamps' disappointment at this tournament. But there's a World Cup to talk about. There's a final to talk about. There's an actual meaningful game of football between two sides.
Don't do that after you just ate that third place
here.
metal chocolate now.
Yeah, it's
with a little bit of smear on the other your back.
She's going to come back from the break and I'm going to be like a child. Absolutely like, covered in it. So, this is what we're here for. The World Cup final is finally here. Spain, Argentina, the European champions against the reigning world champions. First time that's ever happened. 2 Spanish language sides going head to head for the first time since 1930. Some of the greats of the game. And in a stars make fights clash. Fascinating in terms of what we're going to see on the pitch today. I'm delighted to start us off and talk with the Spanish side of things. The favourites going into today's game is the wonderful Spanish football expert and former striker Terry Gibson. Terry!
I'm concerned what type of programme I'm joining today.
Honestly.
Will tucking into his third place chocolate.
It's gone so wrong.
Chocolate medals, baby. That's what we're all about. But the real goal is given out today, isn't it?
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Terry, talk us through this match. I mean, this feels like a tacticos galore in terms of what this matchup could provide between the resilience and never say die Argentina and probably the most talented, technically speaking, nation in the world in Spain.
Yeah, there's a great contrast, and I'm looking at Argentina today from their perspective. They're a better team when they're behind. You know, they put on more attacking players. There's a bravery to their game which is probably lacking when it's 0-0. So that's going to be a concern for Spain. Yes, they want to go ahead, but they'll be aware that if they allow Argentina back into the game, then it could be a problem. I'm looking at it from the perspective of Thomas Tuchel as well. Twice he against Mexico when he made the change and brought an extra centre-back, then that worked. I get that. They were down to 10 men. Then he did it against Norway. And then in the semi-final, I'm looking at it and thinking, I know exactly what he's going to do. Because it's worked twice, he's going to do it exactly the same again, and it failed. And from Luis de la Fuente's perspective, I'm looking at today and looking at the comparison between Argentina and France. Baena in particular, he's the player I want to look at closely. He did a fantastic job off the ball, but he was poor in possession. And not what I'm trying to say is not every game isn't exactly the same. But what I'm hearing is De La Fuente is going to start the same 11. I kind of get that. It's a plan. It's worked. It's unfolded during this World Cup where, you know, certain players, Porro and Llorente, it was a toss-up who was going to be right back. The 2 centre-backs have played every minute in every game. Cucurella has been the dominant left-back. He's been the number one choice, and rightly so. Fabian Ruiz has come in at the expense of Pedri. I've probably been a little bit selfish that in the World Cup final, I want to see Pedri play. And I don't think it's going to happen. What I'm hearing is it's going to be the same starting 11. I just feel there could have been a chance where Dani Olmo could have been shifted to the left, and then you get Pedri in the midfield 3, playing as a cross between a midfield player and a number 10. And I think that would have been preferable. But what I'm trying to say is not every game is the same. And sometimes managers get sucked into thinking, well, that worked in that game, it'll work in this game. I don't think Argentina have the same quality in the fullback positions. And I don't think there's as much of a threat from Argentina as what we saw from France. So I get why Baena played in that game. The job that he done, he was trying to help out with Dembele and Elise and Jules Koundé pushing forward. But that isn't the case today for Argentina. They don't represent the same threat. If they do, they come from different positions.
I understand what you're saying. If it ain't broke, don't fix it isn't always the best approach, but it would feel incredibly harsh. I mean, Fabian Ruiz alongside Rodri was sensational the other day, and Rodri deservedly getting the plaudits. But Dani Olmo's been one of those guys who I think came into the tournament with a lot of people having doubts over him being able to be an impactful player. And actually, when they switched and brought him in, what was it, the second game, third game, and they made the choice to switch to Olmo, I thought it really knitted the midfield together. I thought it's like a good rug in the Big Lebowski. It really tied the place together. I kind of get Luis de la Fuente's always been trusts his guys. I kind of feel like I get it. I get why Dani Olmo's being trusted.
Oh, totally. And I think Nico Williams would be the ideal solution, but I don't anticipate he's going to be ready to start the game, and it's going to be preferable to have him on the bench to come on in the later stages. Not if needed. He'll come on. The same subs will come on. Ferran Torres will come on. Mikel Merino will come on. I mean, you can make a case for Mikel Merino being the number 10 instead of Dani Olmo, but with the impact he's had in the tournament. But I just think they would be far better if they could have Nico Williams. Of course, Lamine Yamal on the other side is going to be a problem. I'm not sure from Argentina's point of view who's the fullbacks are going to be, because Nahuel Molina messed up for the goal from Anthony Gordon. Mm-hmm. Montiel came on and replaced him. Tagliafico went off. Nico Gonzalez come on. I for his sake, I hope he's not the left back today, because he had a torrid game against Lamine Yamal in this one of these seasons. They played Atletico Madrid, played Barcelona so many times. I can't remember if it was the league, the cup, the Champions League. And he got sent off really early in the game for two mistakes. He was run ragged by Lamine Yamal after about 20 minutes. So he can't play left back, and he's not really a left back. But I think that Scaloni has one or two issues in the back four. The two centre backs have been perfect, impeccable. But the fullback positions are something that Spain can really attack.
We've been saying this entire tournament. Is this the moment Lamine Yamal turns up? Is this the moment that he has his day?
He's shown beautiful little flashes. He's shown moments.
He's gotten fit. He's playing 90 minutes. We've seen the progressions along this tournament, that we're seeing the bits and pieces that we expect from Lamine Yamal.
Yes, I totally agree with you.
Is this the day? I mean, he has no other choice at this point. But as you talked about the fullback situation, this feels, we've been saying this the last couple of matches, but this one feels ripe for a Lamine Yamal performance, doesn't it?
It does. And the way that Argentina played, there's not a lot of coverage ahead of the fullback. So he will, on many occasions today, when they give him the ball as much as possible, be up against probably Tagliafico. And that's the challenge for Lamine Yamal that he must be looking at today and thinking, I can get the better of him. So that's going to be a problem for Argentina. And I agree totally with Will that there's been threats. He's nearly scored goals. He's nearly got the final pass in. He's nearly got the cross. Come into the tournament on the back of a hamstring injury where he missed about 6 weeks. There's been a slow progress, but they've been tough games for Spain. He's been up against good fullbacks. Today, I'm not so sure he is. So I think if I was Spain, I'd be shoving the ball out to him as much as possible. And if they can get that relationship down that flank with the fullback, attacking that side of the pitch, Porro and Lamine Yamal, it should be fascinating to watch if you're a Spanish fan.
As he very maturely said in that first ever press conference he delivered, the day before his 19th birthday, I believe it was, and he said, he was asked to compare himself between Mbappe getting 8 goals and Messi getting 8 goals, and he said, if I score 1 goal but we win the World Cup, nobody cares. And what an approach from a 19-year-old that is. And I think that is endemic of why this Spain team should win this game today. Then there are going to be some dark arts going on, as we've all seen through the tournament, and that's very much the DNA, to use a du jour phrase of this week, of that Argentina team. But it is the team mentality, it is that team approach, it is that doing it for all, not just for one, that I think makes Spain special compared to the other teams.
Yeah, I think most people going into the semi-finals believed that the winner of Spain v France would win the competition. And I don't see too many people disagreeing with that now. Fantastic as it is for Argentina for their second consecutive World Cup final. It's been a struggle. It's been a little bit of a surprise, but their main asset has been Lionel Messi and the fact they never give up. And they've done it on 2 occasions now, possibly 3. So they are really, they're a team to be feared, but I do make Spain favourites. And, it's astonishing. It's 60 years since they played each other in a World Cup match, which is astonishing when you think they're pretty much there in every competition. And I know it's 60 years because it was 1966, and we keep getting reminded that it's 60 years of her.
Terry. A lot of things happened 60 years ago.
60 years, but England haven't won a World Cup.
But they won a 3rd place medal, though. Don't forget that.
Yep. So it has all the makings of a fantastic tie, and one that Spain they've had, in my opinion, one outstanding game, a couple of decent performances, and ones where they've been below par. But it's all about today. And if Lamine Yamal gets a goal today, then at 19 years of age, it will be insane. And we have to mention Kubasi as well. Yeah. Kubasi's the same age.
He should be the young player of the tournament, if we're being quite honest. He's been superb throughout this entire tournament.
And we look at him, and I'm guilty of it as well. We look at him like he's 28 years old.
Yeah.
Because of the way that he plays. He's been doing that since he was 16 in the first team at Barcelona. Barely ever gets a mention. He's doing it for the national team now. He wasn't a regular coming into this tournament. But at 19, his performances alongside Aymeric Laporte, with them just conceding the 1 goal, with the way that they play, often the centre-backs are left isolated. They're on their own. They have to defend well, although Rodri does help out just ahead of them. But Kubasi has been absolutely sensational. And I barely see a mention, even in the Spanish press. I'm thinking, do you realise how good this teenage centre-back is that you've got without the ball, with the ball, his leadership skills? Astonishing centre-back.
And it's worth mentioning as well, and I mean, when I say this is with respect, he made the mistake for the Belgium goal. That was Kubasi who made that mistake, who allowed the play to open up in front of him. At 19 years old, you make the mistake to concede the first goal of the tournament for your team, the only goal of the tournament as it so far is. And then he's been nothing but superb for every minute since then. And it's like, you're allowed a mistake if you're 19 years old. Certainly, I imagine the 3 people on this call all made quite a few more than 1 mistakes at 19 years old, let alone at 40, whatever everyone is in this room.
Don't remind me.
But the way he's responded.
And 20 years on for that.
Reaction to that. Come on, Eltel. We love you, whatever your age is. Don't look a day over 30.
And I'm still making mistakes.
That's what's so astonishing to me. Is, again, like I said about Lamine Yamal, it's such a mature head on his shoulders, and a huge praise has to go out to the club side, to the academy, but just generally the way that whole Spanish team approached this game is.
And we don't often get that from a 19-year-old centre back. We can get it from a 19-year-old attacking midfielder or a winger. They can make mistakes. They're not costly. They might miss a chance or 2. But you don't normally get a teenage centre-back played with this maturity and also the manpower that's needed. When you need that strength to be a centre-back. You don't need that if you're Lamine Yamal and you're 16 and you're playing in the first team. You can be sharp, you can be quick, you can be elusive. But as a centre-back, you're going to be up against Haaland and people like that want to knock you about. And it was almost fascinating to watch Lewandowski in a warm-up. Not so much in the last season, but the first couple of seasons Kubasi was in the team. In the warm-up, they would knock balls into Robert Lewandowski in the practice, and he would hold off Kubasi, wrestle with Kubasi, teaching him how a big, strong, powerful, experienced centre-forward wants to receive the ball, and how a young centre-back should deal with it. And he was throwing him about. It was aggressive, and it was something that obviously the Lewandowski and Barcelona in particular were aware of. Yes, he's got all the talent, but he needs that manpower to be a big, strong centre-back, which he is, and he's turning out to be. The fact that he can knock 60-yard passes and run out the back with the ball, and he's a really intelligent defender as well, adds to the list of qualities that he has. And Spain go into it today as favourites, but they have to replicate the performance at that level that they played against France.
All right, so Terry, let's get in some game theory, okay? Because let's say Spain goes up 1-0, all right? As you talked about with Argentina, they tend to play better for some reason with their backs against the wall. Very Real Madrid of them to do so. When they get into this 3-1-6, how can Spain stop that other nations have yet to do so?
They'll probably continue to do the same, but with a slight difference. They won't drop everybody deeper. They'll try and keep possession for longer. That's been a case of how to defend, going back to Pep Guardiola at Barcelona, best form of defence for them, for Spain and Barcelona, was keep the ball, starve the other team of the ball. So if they want to go long, if they want to chuck a load of attacking players on, I think that's why Argentina, they take the brakes off when they are behind, and Spain won't change. They'll just, they'll be brave enough with possession of the ball. As I said, they won't drop people off. They won't start launching the ball long in the hope that one player can chase it and occupy the centre backs of Argentina for a few seconds. And Spain will play exactly as they always do. But they'll play exactly the same if they're 1-0 down with 10 minutes to go. Spain don't change. They'll just keep doing exactly the same. And it's a strength, and it's certainly not a weakness. It's 37 games unbeaten, isn't it? So it's what they do. It's their style. They'll stick to it, and they won't panic if they are winning and Argentina are throwing on every striker and attacking player that they have.
Go on, Terry, then what's the score tonight?
I'm going to go 2-0 Spain.
That's what I went with today on the old early sports breakfast. So I have to stick by it, even though you've gone the same.
I'm tempted to say Messi will score, though.
Listen,
so that's the thing.
Mbappe just scored a brace. Messi always tends to find a way when Mbappe does something. Messi finds a way to either equal it or overproduce.
Listen, if Messi can score a brace in this game, but Spain still win it, and we get a final like we did 4 years ago, fine. Yeah. Fine. I'll forget my anger about
it. Are we sleeping on Argentina, though? We have seen them. Yeah. They're a tough team to kill. I feel like everyone's going 2-0 and thinking that Spain can control this, but I was at Argentina-Egypt, and I'm not comparing Spain to Egypt whatsoever, but I've seen this magical experience that Argentina has done in the last 30 minutes of games, and I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know.
I was in New York the other day, Master, and it was for the semi-final day, Argentina-England, so it was up in Atlanta. I saw 2 England jerseys, literally hundreds of Argentinian shirts, all with the same name and number on the back. You don't need me to tell you who that is. I can't imagine what their support is going to be like in the stadium. And that drives them as well.
There's 50,000 people at the stadium today. They're going to be Argentine. It's going to completely outnumber 10-1, I think it is.
That gives them fuel as well and energy.
100%.
It was actually MLS legend Rodrigo de Paul on the back of all that jersey.
Yep, it was.
Terry, wonderful stuff from you. Thank you so much. MLS. With us, joining us here on the S-Word. Thank you so much,
Terry.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, guys.
I love how he came on the show. I was like, what am I getting myself into?
Just on the Pau Cubarsí thing, right? I mentioned that mistake he made against Belgium and the way he reacted to it. I'll just give you his stats from that game.
Please.
Considering that the mistake will
give me
be
the stat
hangover.
Give me the stat music.
So in that game, Pau Cubarsí, 98% pass accuracy. He made 91 passes in that game. 89 of them were successful. 12 of those passes were into the final third. He had 5 clearances, 4 duels won, 1 possession on 3 occasions, created 2 chances, had a shot on target. He's 19 years old and he's basically the do-it-all player. And I genuinely think him and Laporte have been the best thing in this Spain team. And yet we're talking about the midfield and the dominance and everything else. It's mad. It's
He has been, again, if he does not win Young Player of the Year, which if Spain win, I feel like it's going to Lamine Yamal, it would be an absolute robbery. That Pau Cubarsí deserves the Young Player of the Tournament award, without question.
Lionel Messi will find a way to win it, though.
At a young 39 years old.
It's young compared to us. This is the S-Word, sponsored by Calci. Coming up, we're going to talk about Chelsea usurping Arsenal for Morgan Rogers, but spending a pretty penny to do so. And coming up, a little fan appreciation society for you.
From kickoff to the full-time whistle,
talkSPORT presents
the S-Word. talkSPORT presents
The S Word.
Listen again and subscribe.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
And on the talkSPORT USA YouTube channel.
You're back with the S Word, sponsored by Calci. I'm Will Gavin, Master Tesfazian in the studio alongside me.
Yeah, Chocolate, you're doing some work.
There's still loads of it left. Okay. It's just down on the floor. Did you think that was all I had left from that?
I did. Yeah,
wow.
So, I mean, I saw you taking a picture while Terry Gibson was talking about
I didn't think I was on camera at the time either. I looked up and it was in the 3-shot of us. I was like, oops.
I like that Sam. He leaned up like, what on earth is he doing?
I thought it was in the single shot, Terry. Terry's wonderful, but like I thought he's answering a question here. I've got like 90 seconds. I'll take a funny photo for Instagram. That'll be fine. Don't worry about it. I got praised, when I was doing these weekend sports breakfasts the last couple of days. They were like, yeah, we really like the loose energy that you brought to it, or like, they're very relaxed. And I'm like, yeah, that's what happens when you've done this show for 2 months. And I nearly swore then. Like, this is what happens. This show is so loose. It's ridiculous.
The amount of times Mike LaHood has sworn and ended up completely caught me off guard is he continues to bring a bottle of liquor that is not sponsored on the show every single segment.
I left that in the podcast this time as well. Just it made me laugh. Why did I put the chocolate in my mouth to prove a point? That was stupid. Still to come on the show. So we're going to be joined by Matisse Armani. We'll get your thoughts on Morgan Rogers as Chelsea swoop in, but pay 117 million for him, making him more expensive than Elliot Anderson by £1 million. Wild, absolute madness. We'll also talk about the Argentine side of it. The great Stefano Fusaro is going to join us. And he's going to the game with his dad, right?
He's not going to the game. He's watching the game with his dad in South Florida.
In itself, a wonderful thing.
It's a beautiful experience, and we'll get to talk to him more about that. I know he got to watch it with his father in 2022 as well, and kind of getting the familial aspect of why it is that Argentina and their fans are just so rabid and care so much about this team. And you'll see it once again in MetLife. I saw it at Argentina, Egypt, and Atlanta. Their fans have been absolutely tremendous throughout this entire tournament, and I mean, sometimes taking it a bit over the edge. Let's be honest here. I can acknowledge that, but their support has been immense, and you'll see that once again today, where they're expecting 50,000 Argentines in that stadium, which it's unbelievable.
Now, we're going to have a little exercise now, and it's going to require some thought back. After this chocolate, undoubtedly.
After this tournament.
I think I got some up my nose then.
Chocolate up your nose. That's a new one.
You know when it kind of repeats on you. Yeah. Well, I got the drip, but it's chocolate.
What are you doing with this chocolate? Are you that excited about third place?
Oh, God. It's Fan Appreciation Society time.
It is.
And what we are going to do is we're going to draft our favourite fan bases of the 2026 World Cup. Now, this is going to require us to remember back to the group stage, because we have to remember some of those great fan bases who went out early and did wonderful work. And listen, you're talking about Argentina, 50,000 fans to the final and everything else. I don't know if they're touching the top 5, top 6 here. That's how good the fan bases have been at this World Cup. But maybe they are, because it's draft style. Where's your medal?
It's right here.
Do we flip that like a coin?
Flip the medal like a coin?
Flip the medal like a coin, see who goes first. I mean, it's the best coin that we've got.
It is.
Unless you've got like some random euros in your pocket again. Yeah, ridiculous.
Which side?
I'll take that side, okay. I guess. Hey, there you go. So number one overall pick goes to you, Master. Beautiful. We didn't have
my third place medal's been dented.
Surely isn't the last time you'll be wearing it, surely. Let's leave us alone, Sam. We're having fun.
Yeah, relax. Let me put my third place medal back on, all right, before I get serious.
Okay. Let's do this.
All right. Number one overall pick in terms of the best fan base, the best fan supports that we saw in this World Cup. And I'm going south of the border, baby. Viva Mexico!
Wow, number one overall.
Number one. My World Cup's tournament journey started with 90,000 people in Los Angeles watching Mexico, South Africa, and seeing the support, the joy of all the Mexican flags that to this day, if you go drive around Los Angeles, they have not taken down their flags from their cars. That is the amount of support, the amount of love, the amount of appreciation that they had. I also went down to Guadalajara, where I got lifted up in the air, had a bunch of beer showers, was called Quiñones more times than I can even remember. The Mexican support, the hospitality, the joy that they find for the sport. As much fun as I had in America, there was no better joy that I found than watching Mexico matches out in public, whether it was in Seattle, whether it was in Los Angeles, whether it was in New York, and whether it was in Mexico itself. Mexican fans once again reminded the world why they are the best fans, the best supporters in the world. Vamos! Viva Mexico!
I find this really hard because I was going to go for Mexico just because of the reaction to that England game, because everyone was talking beforehand about, the way they got onto the street after they won their round of 32 game, the way that they reacted to that, 1 million fans hitting the streets of Mexico City, and then they were so gracious in defeat with England and had such a wonderful party afterwards with the England fans, and it was also the reaction between the Mexico and the Korea fans that really set it off for me. There's a huge, for people who aren't kind of aware, there's a huge Korean immigrant population. And actually, Korea should be mentioned on this list in general, because you talk about the LA reaction. Their fan parties and their watch parties in LA were insane.
And their reaction of not making it out of the group stage has been pretty insane too.
Wild. So, Mexico right up there for me. Who is going to be my number 2 overall pick? Who has been the best at this tournament? It feels like you've gone south of the border. I might have to go north of the border, because as much as part of the joy of this fan base was that they hated us and they joined in a part of America that hates us as well, it was all the headlines. It was all the early stories. We have had amazing reaction on our social medias to Shabana Hearn and to the traffic cones on statues. Boston literally shut down their fan park after this team went out of the tournament because no Scotland. No party, baby. Scotland are the number 2 overall. I'm taking them there. I know I'm not Scottish. I know I'm English. I know, it would have been better if Master had taken them, but Scotland are going number 2. I'm taking them.
Great pick. That would have been my pick as well. But you left the Netherlands on the board for me. Come on.
Have we got the music?
Come on. Do we have the music?
Do we have the music? Come on. There's not even a reaction there. There's not even. I don't even know if they're listening.
I don't even know either.
Do you have the Netherlands music?
No.
What about left and right? Come on. It's on the system.
Come on.
This is rubbish.
Or we could just. What is it? Go on, home. Go on.
Nobody needs to see that from 2 men who have lived ridiculous hours during this World Cup. So that's a bad thing that we've just done.
But the Netherlands, the support they came out, and not only the support they showed up and did, but also seeing Americans joining in, wearing orange and wanting to be part of the crowds that we saw in my hometown in Dallas, the crowds that we saw all throughout the tournament as the Netherlands played. Their support is immense. We see it every single international competition, every single international tournament. And once again, on display here, it was a joy to see Americans witnessing that and being able to embrace that and observing that and experiencing that. I wish they would have gone a little further in the tournament. Fortunately falling short to Morocco, but you cannot question the loyalty and the support that the Netherlands fans and the Dutch supporters brought. It was tremendous. So I'm going to go with them.
I've got a few here that I think I think we've kind of gone past that very top tier, and there are 4 or 5 teams in this area that I want to pick. There's one team in particular who, similar to the Netherlands, I kind of want to pick them, but some of their reaction to their departure has been a little bit bitter. Spider cam wise and everything else. So I don't know. I don't know if after,
I mean, they kind of have a point.
Some toys went out of prams.
They kind of have a point.
Do they? There's no conclusive proof that anything happened. Yeah, it was cool though, wasn't it? I think the problem is right, there's some South American teams who've had sensational fan bases. But I think between the rowing, between the organising those huge events, the reaction in stadium, the big seas of red. I'm going to take Norway. I'll take Norway off the board.
There we
It'd be
go.
wrong for them to go past the second round. They were brilliant. But just tapered a little bit by the fact that some of them have gone quite hard after England for something that they could not have avoided. That was not in any way their fault. So that's my only little caveat. But otherwise, Norway have been phenomenal.
My caveat is I was doing chest press instead of rowing. So let me...
I also, by the way, Can I say Norway's fan base and removing one man? Alfinger Haaland has to come out of that fan base for us to put them at number 4 overall, because he is just an angry man, getting angry on Twitter. He's enjoying himself at games. I want to see that. But he is like the drunk uncle who has been given the license to speak in front of everyone, and he's got some stuff to get off his chest. So taking Alfinger Haaland out, Norway, they're next on.
Every time Real Madrid and Man City are playing, there's always something coming out of his father's. They're on Twitter in person.
You know where that sentence was going?
I didn't know either. Where are we at here? So it's me picking again, and yeah, you did mention there was some great South American support that we got, but I'm going to Africa.
Yeah, I felt like we weren't representing African nations enough at the moment.
I mean, unfortunately, they weren't able to represent themselves well because of the visa issues and have to pay $15,000 to the point where Vosinho couldn't even bring his mom into the tournament. But having said that, the support that Morocco gets, there are Moroccans all over the world. And Moroccan support in America throughout this entire tournament was absolutely beautiful, as it always is. They are loud, they are rowdy, they are the festivities before the match, the day before the match, during the match. They bring out the flares, they bring out the energy, they bring out the drums, they bring out the festivities, they bring out the Moroccan culture that we got to enjoy. So I am always a huge fan of going to see Morocco play and seeing their fans and their experience, because it truly is a very, very unique atmosphere that they provide. And it was a joy to see. I wish, again, similar to the Netherlands, I wish it was a little bit longer, but we enjoyed them while we had them. So thank you, Morocco.
Morocco's a great one. Morocco's a fantastic shout. And there's a couple of teams that created a sea of yellow in every stadium they played in both Ecuador and Colombia, who I almost want to put in like a little tied 6th place, because sensation. The Colombia slightly edge it, possibly. Can I just have Ecuador and Colombia? Can I just do like a little...
Pick one. All right,
I'll take Colombia. Fine.
I'm kind of bummed. I should have picked Colombia.
Yeah.
I had so much fun with Colombia. I had so much fun with Colombia.
And you had a sensational time with them. You were at a Colombia DR Congo game, right?
And that was
where you also got Mavumbu there doing his thing.
Yeah, literally, as soon as he walked in the stadium, I literally walked past me. I'm like, this is insane. So the Colombians were unbelievable in this tournament. Unreal.
So we've done a top 3 each, and we need to kind of wrap up here. Let me just ask you, how long do you think we would have had to have gone for? Because I was ruminating it in my mind. Because for the most part, as much as the chants are cheesy, and as much as, you're going
to go there?
The USA fans deserve a mention here. The USMNT fans deserve some love for the way they showed out in their cities, the atmosphere in Seattle, And I said, when we talked about the stuff that, when me and Max talked on the show a couple of days ago about the stuff we keep from this World Cup and the stuff that we reject, one of the things I was like, we have to keep is just people accepting that US soccer fans are proper football fans, not just... I believe that we will win. Don't touch me. Get off me. Get off me. All right. We're friends again now after you put a 3rd place medal around my neck earlier. They deserve some love, man. Like, they do deserve some love. They may not be top 5, top 6. We did mention Cabo Verde, who deserves some love, Absolutely. Even though, like, a lot of that was kind of secondary support to them. But they have brilliant watch parties here, brilliant watch parties on the 10 islands, the nation of 10 islands. So there's so many fan bases that deserve some love. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say Japan fans were fantastic. England fans were great at this tournament.
They were.
Not only great, well-behaved, which is a big key part of it, but left a great impression with people everywhere they went. Very, very positive. Fans in this World Cup as a whole have been fantastic, but those 5 or 6 we picked out have just been that little class above.
See, you didn't want to accept the 3rd place medal, but you saw how I accepted the honorary mention?
The 3rd place medal of Fan Appreciation Society. Brilliant. What's fantastic is this is all going on the podcast today, because we can't talk about previewing the World Cup final. This comes out at like 4 hours before kickoff of the World Cup finals. Really, Terry Gibson or Stefano Fusaro in, then, people are going to be like, well, I've watched this game now. So all of that is staying in. All of the Fan Appreciation Society, all of the England
because we love the fans, as we love all of our viewers as well.
But coming up, we are going to be talking, maybe some of this could go in there, because the great Matisse Armani is going to be joining us to talk some transfer news and Chelsea news. And in this hour, we will get the Argentine side of the World Cup final. It's just 6 hours away if you're watching us live on the talkSPORT YouTube channel, on the S Word YouTube channel. We're on Tubi, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, we're everywhere. The S Word, sponsored by Cauchy.
Big name reaction from both sides of the pond.
The S Word
from talkSPORT.
featuring Will Gavin and Master Tess Fassian.
And a squad of big-name contributors.
The S Word
from talkSPORT.
Hey, you're back with the S Word, sponsored by Cauchy. I'm Will Gavin, alongside the wonderful Master Tess Fatsian, as we're building up to the 2026 World Cup final. We're hoping to be joined shortly by a Chelsea journo to talk about the fact that they have stormed in for Morgan Rogers. It's been heralded by Chelsea fans, and I think it is a great signing for them. But are Arsenal fans kind of happy to have not spent £117 million on Morgan Rogers? It's an interesting one. Luckily, we've got an Arsenal fan alongside us, so we'll get into that as well. Also, this hour, Stefano Fusaro will join us as he's going to be watching the game with his dad and celebrating potentially Arsenal going back-to-back in World Cups.
Arsenal.
And we'll give our thoughts as well.
You said Arsenal going back-to-back.
Did I?
Yeah.
Hopefully we're not celebrating that in like 9 months' time. Do you think...
My ears perked when I heard that.
Do you think Arsenal can go back-to-back, considering no William Saliba, Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka coming off this tournament? Not looking... Well, apparently they're in great shape.
They look fantastic.
Third place winners. They look great yesterday.
They look fantastic. I saw a post from somebody, I forgot who it was from, that was pointing out the accolades that Declan Rice has won this year. And it was the amount of medals that he's won. A Premier League medal, second in the Champions League, second in the Leagues Cup,
not a medal,
and third place in the World Cup.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Add them all up. Tally them all up, baby. Declan Rice, what a year you had. First, second, third. Yeah, this Morgan Rogers news is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fascinating, right? So 117 million. We understood that Arsenal were, for Villa's perspective, lowballing them at around 80 million and trying to get it in for that. And there's also conversation about Ezri Konsa on the board. Were they trying to double swoop? Were they switching attention to Ezri Konsa because of the William Saliba injury?
He scored a lovely header on a Declan Rice.
He really did. And Declan Rice's best delivery of the whole World Cup, coming in a third place playoff. Where were those deliveries against Argentina, Declan? Listen, I think both things can be true, right? Yes, they have overpaid for him, but also he is immediately a top-tier starter for them. And actually, you start to look at it and you say, Caicedo in the 6, Fernandes in the 8, Cole Palmer, Rodgers on one side, João Pedro up front. That team is coming together pretty nicely, pretty nicely to challenge for at least Champions League spots this year.
I mean, you spent $1 billion, you would hope so, right?
Yeah, but they were miles off it last year.
Okay, yeah,
miles off it. So this is that kind of signing that makes a huge change in one signing, even if it also costs a huge price.
I would think so, and especially with Xabi coming in as well, so getting that kind of support from the board, from the club to make a big splash, to find who the center points will be, the focal point will be of this midfield, the engine per se, as we saw with Xabi Alonso at Bayer Leverkusen and what he was able to do with Florian Wirtz and how crucial that kind of player is, that attacking midfielder can be. I think it is a good move for Chelsea, personally. But I do think they overpaid as well. I think 117 million is ridiculous for them.
Well, we'll get into your thoughts from an Arsenal perspective on where it leaves Arsenal and what it will mean next for them. But let's get some thoughts on the Chelsea side, because I'm delighted to say Chelsea fan and content creator, the great Matisse Armani, is in the house.
Look at that smile. Look at that smile.
He doesn't care about the overpay. Look, he's delighted.
He's used to being overpaying for players. This is the Chelsea way, isn't it?
Matisse, this felt like it came a little bit out of left field for a lot of people. How delighted were you when you found out the news yesterday that Morgan Rogers is likely to, assuming everything gets signed off, be a Chelsea player next season?
Yeah, I mean, I was absolutely shocked, like bamboozled, perplexed, all of those words, because Chelsea, usually when we get deals over the line, there tends to be a lot of build up to it. There's a lot of noise surrounding it. We tend to know that we're interested in the player. This one really came out of nowhere because we thought Arsenal were, having the situation under their own control, with the fact that they're Premier League champions, the fact that they should have more money to throw at this kind of player with the Champions League win, the Champions League revenue, the Premier League win. So for us, we really didn't see that coming whatsoever. But I must say I'm very, very happy because, first of all, I think it's a player that immediately improves the starting 11. That's something that Chelsea have needed for a few years now, is players to come in and give complete competition to the starters and actually challenge them, push this team on and forward. And then when you look at it from a systematic standpoint with Xabi Alonso, we're probably going to be playing a 3-4-3. We're probably going to be playing twin 10s. And he's perfect to go and play in that left 10 pocket next to Cole Palmer, because we've lacked that kind of physical, maybe counter-attacking, transitional, ball-carrying kind of threat that he brings alongside the playmaker. And also when you go and look at his goals over the last couple of seasons for Aston Villa, you're seeing really healthy goal tallies, 14 in all comps last season, 14 the season before that, which is what we've been using Enzo Fernandez for. So when you look at it from all of these different perspectives, it's a big plus. Absolutely, it's an overpay. I think we've been saying that a lot this summer. You know, Tonali's an overpay. Matisse Fernandez literally just went from Southampton to West Ham not so long ago. Is an overpay for Tottenham. Anderson's an overpay. This is definitely an overpay. But I feel like at this point, the predicament that Chelsea find themselves in, sitting in 10th last season and not having any Champions League football, you have to overpay. You know, we know that Middlesbrough are taking a 20% sell-on clause, so of course Aston Villa are going to want money from them from that situation as well. And then of course Arsenal being interested is driving the price up as well. So I think for me, it's better that you get the deal done and you have the quality on the football pitch than try and save yourself money, which Chelsea have done numerous times in the past. They've signed 3 or 4 players for 40 million each, and none of them have been good enough. You still end up overpaying. You still end up having to get rid. You still end up in the same situation. So the hope is that he is definitely good enough. At least he's got the Premier League appearances and experience to back it. Just come off the England World Cup as well, semi-final with the assist. And yeah, I think there's definitely a lot more positives than the couple of negatives that there would be for this deal.
And he's durable too. That's the one thing I think that he doesn't get enough credit for. Is this guy, Morgan Rogers? You can slot him in every single match, and he will play 90 minutes. And he's so reliable.
And I totally understand. People say like, he only went for £8 million a couple of years ago, and he's a player who has only really emerged for Villa over the last 12 to 18 months. But what he is in that Xabi Alonso system where he is, it's all that high press. It's all of that wanting everyone to absolutely work their behinds off, like the system that he plays as well. And Morgan Rogers is the perfect player for it. You do wonder, like, you say it approves the first 11, right? So it feels like your midfield is sorted. It feels like your striker's sorted. Where else do you need to spend big money if you're going to actually compete at the top end, if you're actually going to compete for Champions League? Or do you think this signing alone puts you into that conversation?
No, there's definitely a lot more work to do with Chelsea. I think the 1 game a week should be a massive advantage. You look at Manchester United last season, Carrick only came away midway through, and they still managed to finish third on a healthy points tally. We've got Xabi Alonso for the whole season, so I'm expecting a good Premier League campaign. I think Chelsea still need to look at the goalkeeper situation. I think Sanchez, as much as he has improved over the last 18 months, 12 months, I would still look at that position as, if you really want to hang with the top dogs in this league, you look at Raya, you look at Donnarumma, that's not the level that he's playing to, so you've got to improve that position. But it seems like they're probably going to go with Penders and have him kind of give Sanchez composition for the season, so I'm not expecting a goalkeeper, but I would like one. I think centre-back, there's no secret that Chelsea's defence has been poor for many years now. There's a lack of leadership in that defence. Obviously, Colwell being out for the whole season will help that. But there's a lack of just quality. Too many individual errors, too many mistakes, too many poor decisions. Someone needs to come into that position. I think we're going to play a back 3, so that should help everybody be a bit more competent with help around them and more bodies around them. And if I was to really nitpick, I'd still like the centre midfield. I think obviously Santos going to Manchester United was a bit gutting. I think he's got a lot of potential. Enzo Fernandez has been pushed forward by every single manager, whether it be Pochettino, Maresca, Liam Rossini. They've all pushed him into kind of second striker, twin 10 kind of roles where he can box crash. We saw him do it for Argentina in the World Cup with the goals that he's got there. I think Bruno Guimaraes, if Chelsea was really going to show that they've changed, you know, we know this Rodgers deal is still in line with kind of former Manchester City, Joe Shields. We've got a long list of Lavia, Delap, Gittins, Tosin, Palmer, Sancho. If you really want to push the boat out, you really want to show that you've changed and that you're completely ready to go and bring in experience, you know, bring in players that will fit the mould of what Xabi Alonso is looking to do. Someone like Bruno Guimaraes at Newcastle, I know it's someone that Arsenal are interested in, but that's the kind of leader, the captain, the physicality, the threat from set pieces, the passing ability. That him coming in for Enzo Fernandez for me would be a better fit for that midfield, even though Enzo, we don't know where he's going to go. And then we're interested in left wing back as well. And I think, you know, with that position, you could probably get away with playing Pedro Neto. It's very durable, very athletic, up and down. Quenda's coming from Sporting Lisbon. I'm sure he's going to, you know, play one of the wing back positions as well. And Barco at Strasbourg is coming, I'm sure. And where is he going to play, you know, in the midfield or on the wing back? So I think Chelsea are about three signings minimum away from competing where they should be, which is at the top. I think one game a week, you've got no excuse. You've got no Champions League football. Everybody else is going to be playing in Europe. They're gonna pick up injuries. They're gonna be tired. They're gonna have to rotate. Chelsea last time they had no Europe, they finished, what was it, sixth under Pochettino. The time before that, I think they won the league with Conte. You should be taking advantage. You should be trying to win the league, or at least compete for the league. But to do that, you definitely need more signings.
The one thing I do agree with you on is that I do feel like Rodgers is a better fit at Chelsea than he is at Arsenal. I understood the attraction to Rodgers. I think he's a very quality player, and it's not disputing that whatsoever. I just the tactical perspective of where he would be used at Arsenal, I never understood the fit. Were you going to use him as a winger, of course, which he obviously was used at right wing against Argentina.
He can come in from the left as well. He does that for Villa,
and the left was going to make the most sense. Yeah, the left was going to make the most sense. But even then, this is someone I want in the middle of the park. Like it's the same argument I made with Eze. Like why would you want to limit guys? And it's not saying the limitations of left winger, but if these guys have the ability and capability to be in the middle of the park, to make a difference, to have an impact in the middle of the park, why would you want to put them at left wing? Why don't you just bring on a left winger? And
exactly.
Arsenal continuously trying to find attacking midfielders to throw at left wing. I've just never been a fan of that strategy. And where here you pair him up with Cole Palmer, who is also someone who tends to do better when he's in the middle of the park as well. And you pair these two guys together up, I think that makes a lot more sense for Rodgers and for Chelsea than it does trying to throw in another attacking midfielder that does better in the middle of the park over on the left.
Yeah, I think the plus with Rodgers and Palmer is that we saw Palmer under Pochettino flourish on the right wing. We've seen Rodgers play on the left. I think when you're playing with twin tens, you need to be able to go out onto the touchline as well and double up with your wing backs. You need to be able to take players on. You need to be able to dribble. You need to be able to bring other parts of your game. But like you said, I think the twin tens is kind of perfect for them both to kind of dovetail a little bit. And I think for Arsenal, I was shocked that he didn't go in for Barcola. I do think Arsenal and Arteta, they don't really like to go for mavericks. They don't like to go for big personalities,
which I hate. I'm so annoyed by that. Like at a certain point, if you want to get this over the line, you want to win Champions League, you need big personalities. You need big time players to make big time plays in big time games.
Equally, I understand it because I look at the Eberechi Eze situation this year. Right, Eze is clearly a brilliant player and was a brilliant player at Palace, but he went through periods of this season where it seemed like Arteta just didn't fancy him at all because he doesn't do all the hard work like he's used to being at Palace, being able to sit in that 10, be the guy that pulls all the strings and makes everything happen, but isn't expected to do all the hard work as well. And you saw he had games for Arsenal where you could see Arteta getting angry at him on the sideline because he's not sitting within the structure and doing what I want to do. So I kind of get it because I'd worry if I was a guy that was going to go there expecting to be a maverick and then I was going to get in trouble for it. I think twice about going to Arsenal if I'm that.
But that makes him so one-dimensional, though. That's the issue. You have all these hard-working guys who can sit in a low block and win games 1-0, but you have to be multi-dimensional now. Like the book is out. Everyone knows how Arsenal's going to play, and if you find a team that can attack you in multiple ways and can beat you in multiple ways, like a PSG, I'm sorry, it makes it very difficult after 90 minutes or 120 minutes or after penalties to expect to win those kind of games, which is where Arsenal needs to be at consistently now.
Yeah, I think to add to that as well, when you've got a pivot of Rice, you're interested in Bruno Guimaraes, you brought in Zubimendi, you have an absolute cluster of centre backs as well across the whole back four. The full backs are not really modern day full backs in terms of attack wise. They're more defensive minded as well. Your Nkapie's, your Timbers. There's so much license to give the attackers to really run the show and to attack, because there's no doubt that on transitions you can defend with Rice, you can defend with Saliba, you can defend with Nkapie, with Timber. You don't need more kind of robotic forwards in your lineup. I look back at the Cherki deal in terms of value for money. That is the exact type of playmaker that I know Arsenal to go and get under the Arsene Wenger days. Your Santi Cazorlas, your Rosicki's, your pure tens. That is the type of 10 that I think Arsenal could have, even if it's not to start every game, just to have in the squad. You've built a defensive structure that allows for you to bring in some mavericks. But I just don't think Arteta wants to manage them. I don't think he had issues with Guendouzi previously and other players as well, Aubameyang. I don't think he wants mavericks. Maybe he's scarred from them. Maybe he just wants to make sure that the team are fully motivated to achieve major honours, and there isn't people that have maybe won at the highest level before. It's an interesting way of going about things, but the player that you brought in to go on that left wing, as a losses. I think he's just again he's another one that's going to fall in line and do as the manager says. Maybe that's what he wants. He's a young manager. Maybe that's. I mean,
he loves to rule with the iron fist. That's essentially who he is. You got the one thing I got to say though, like. Is Todd Bowley's tactical strategy? Is his strategy in the summer transfer window? Is it who is Arsenal going after?
Huh? Chelsea?
Strategy? Well, it's not
him. Is Todd Bowley? Is this Chelsea's strategy? Anytime Arsenal's interested in someone, hey, let's just pay a little bit more and we'll take over. At some point, why do you guys have all these scouts when all it is you want to come swoop in
52 directors of football or whatever it is?
Whatever it is, 10,000 people over there that you guys are paying quite a handsome fee for. All of a sudden, hey, what is Arsenal doing? What are they doing down the road? Yeah, why don't we go after him? That makes a lot of sense.
First of all, it's like Barley now that's running the show, so we got to stop pinning it on Todd Bowley because he's taking a lot of flack when it's really Barley that runs it, and then the directors, your Joe Shields, your Paul Winstanleys, your Lawrence Stewarts,
whoever it is, it's the same. It's a different name, same strategy.
It's a lot of names. It's a lot of names.
That's not the main point. The main point is you sign Madueke from us, you sign Jorginho from us, you sign Havertz from us, you take Sterling on loan from us, you bring in players from Chelsea all the time. Every single summer you come to us. It's only this summer now you've stopped. Maybe because
we're done bailing you guys out. We're done bailing you guys out.
Yeah, well, so if you're going to keep taking our players, we're going to have to keep taking your targets. What do you want us to do?
I mean, we're financing this Ponzi scheme that you guys are running right now in terms of a club. Like we give you guys money, you guys end up getting a loan, and somehow you're supposed to get Stamford Bridge, a new stadium, and you find 117 million pounds inside your couch cushion to help pay for Morgan Rogers. It's getting ridiculous.
They even went.
You want Bruno Guimaraes too now?
They even went and got themselves a former Premier League Spanish midfielder to be their manager.
Yeah, look at that. Come on, bro. It's all right. You guys love Big Bro over here. It's all good, bro.
We've still got more players for you if you're interested. I can give you a long. I know you're interested in a centre back now. Saliba's injured. You need a left winger, maybe Garnacho. I've got a lot.
The phone click.
God, Matisse, wonderful stuff from you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Congratulations on spending another 117 million pounds.
The great Matisse Armani joining us here on the S-Word, sponsored by Calcium. There'll be lots more transfer chat, trust me. As the summer goes on, the Transfer Insiders is returning to talkSPORT from this Tuesday, 7 till 10 p.m. through till the start of the new season. I mean, the first Premier League team in competitive, quote-unquote, action is only in 25 days' time, when Aston Villa go in the Super Cup final.
Someone was giving me what
Championship teams are playing in, like, the first Carabao Cup round with the Championship teams in it is less than 3 weeks away.
Didn't Wrexham and Wrexham Man United yesterday? I don't know. Someone was giving me updates on that game, and I'm like, what is going on? What is? I'm here to watch a third place game. Why are you giving me? Why are you telling me about a game that does not matter?
Yeah, West Ham drew 1-1 with Southend. Reading lost to Getafe yesterday on the road in Spain. Pre-season. It's here. We're back, baby. We never went anywhere.
We're back.
Right. Stefano Fusaro is going to join us shortly to talk about the Argentine side of this World Cup final, and we'll continue our build-up to the 2026 World Cup final here on the S-Word, sponsored by Calci.
I'm a big fan of fat bottom girls.
From the touchline to the terraces,
talkSPORT presents
the S-Word.
S Word's here. Just 2 hours of full-on football dialogue.
Every day,
talkSPORT presents
the S Word.
You're back with the S Word, sponsored by Calci. I'm Will Gavin. He's Master Tez Fatsian, and we're here with you for another 35 minutes. And then you're 5 hours away from the 2026 World Cup final. 102 meaningful games, one stupid third-place playoff, and now the final game is upon us. Spain, Argentina, the European champions against the reigning world champions. Lamine Yamal against Messi. Two great coaches who were brought up through these systems. Joe De La Fuente coached Lionel Scaloni how to be a coach when he was learning his badges.
Mentee to mentors.
Oh, yeah, I nearly went into a Star Wars thing then, and I realised, God, I'm already enough of a fat nerd as it is without talking about Star Wars on national radio as well. It is all set up for a barnstorming showpiece.
When the stakes are at their highest and the greats and the good are separated. A night when global icons clash and the prize is footballing immortality. Early ball gets it back. Pedro Porro! It is two! That is a golden moment for Spain!
Get your team to the World Cup final. I thought Rodri was absolutely magnificent.
Spain are a game away from a second star. The European champions now on the brink of becoming world champions again. Back in from Messi. And headed in by Lautaro Martinez. Argentina just got in the car and smashed straight through the wonder wall, didn't they?
When the Argentinian players were singing the anthem, you could see how much they wanted to win that game. That's probably the best game Argentina played in this World Cup.
Nobody's retained the trophy since 1962. Argentina stand on the brink of history.
Nobody has retained this trophy since 1962, says Jim Proudfoot there. That is astonishing. And yet, on the precipice of history, with the greatest player of all time leading their line, Argentina today. They're the underdogs going up against Spain. But guess what? There were a lot of people picking France 4 years ago, and we got a classic. Could it happen again today in New Jersey, of all places? That really lets this whole thing down, doesn't it? New Jersey, New York Stadium, as I'm going to call it. Well, I'm delighted to say that joining us right now is commentator, Argentine proud fan.
Look at that. Look at that hat. Look at that hat.
It's the wonderful Stefano Fusaro.
Get one more of these. Get one more of these ready.
You gonna sew it on yourself?
Yes. Right after the game. I'll do it myself.
He's going to be like Rory booking flights to New York when we were 1-0 up in the semi-final. He's going to start stitching it on as soon as they take a lead.
As soon as they're down 1-0, he's going to start stitching the way that Argentina's going to play. Stefano, it's great having you on. I know how much this team means to you, and I know how much it means to your family. Where are you going to watch this at?
Got a big fam jam going on at the my cousin's house. About 40 people coming. I got family from Argentina in town as well. And the most important thing for me, getting to watch with my dad. My dad's in his 90s, and it's a gift to be able to watch this game with him again. Another World Cup final. Obviously at this point, not expecting to have that opportunity coming into this after what happened in 2022. I came into this tournament with not the expectations that this team was going to go out and have an opportunity to win back-to-back World Cups. And for me, I was here in Miami working during the semifinal and just hoping that, okay, if they win, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to get to watch this with my dad. And it's an emotional day. There's going to be tears whether we win or lose. And it's just it shows what a beautiful sport this can be, where it transcends just the sport, right? What it means to people that are watching, what it means to me being able to watch this with my dad in his 90s. It's a beautiful thing. I can't even really bring it to words how much it does mean to be able to sit and watch this game with him today. It's awesome.
It's the real meaning of sport, the real meaning of football. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. However, I'm going to immediately turn my attention to what's on that menu. If you're having a 40-person fam jam,
come on.
Are we getting Malbec and steak? Are we going full Argentine to celebrate?
Oh yeah. There is my one uncle is already. He said he spent about $500 in steak And about
he's just gone and bought half a cow. He's just out there butchering it right now.
He's got a big, huge parrilla set up, and it's gonna be a feast. We're starting early. We're getting there around 1 o'clock. Noon local time here. 3 hours before the game. Start the food. Start the eating. There's a pool right behind there, so I may jump in the pool. Whether we score first or whether we get scored on first, I may jump in the pool to kind of just change the vibes up a little bit. So yeah, it's gonna be a blast. Absolutely, can't wait.
Hey, Will Gavin also bought a lot of meats for an occasion that unfortunately did not happen. He got a little too excited, and I think it was after the Mexico game. Is that when it was when you bought a whole cow? What'd you do?
I bought a. Don't even want to talk about it. I essentially bought a large piece of beef to smoke, like a good 12-hour smoke that we was going to be doing, that would have been going on right now, ready for when we got back, like the finishing stages of. And
you crushed his heart, you crushed his soul, you crushed his dream, Stefano. How do you feel?
Stefano does not care, I imagine.
I mean, I'd love to hear his perspective. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't.
I do have a lot of friends from the UK, right? So I haven't really. I've gone to that group chat a couple times and maybe throw a little jab, but I haven't. I've been good because I believe in karma, and maybe after this game, if it ends the way that I'd like it to, then maybe I'll throw some jabs in there. But I'm not going to say a word. I'm not going to say a word to you either, Will. I will keep this very nice. I already saw the show yesterday. I saw what Master did with his incredible bronze medal that he's holding there. I think that was enough. It was enough of a hit on you guys. So I'll say that.
Sorry. An Argentine, the masters of the dark arts, the team that will find any way to win, believes in karma, believes in things coming back to bite you. You've won 2 Copa Americas at a World Cup while playing that way, and don't get me wrong, I think it is completely valid football, but if you believe in karma, then, I think Enzo Fernandez, Lionel Messi, who else could break their leg tonight? I think a bout of food poison hits the team, and you basically can only field 8 players. That's the only way karma comes back to bite you before this one.
Well, speaking of food poisoning, I feel like they've been playing with fire the entire tournament because, like 2 days before every single game, if you look at their socials, they have a huge parrillada, they have a huge steak dinner wherever they've been, whether that's in Kansas City, whether they was yesterday or 2 days ago in New York, New Jersey, they were having a huge steak dinner, and I was just like, I appreciate it because this is what we do. The Argentines, we eat steak, we get around, we drink a lot of wine, we eat steak. I'm a little bit nervous because it's like, you got a game in 2 days. You sure want to be, pounding up all this beef and getting, I don't want any flu. I don't want any stomach viruses. I don't want, these guys need to take care of their bodies. It's maybe a little nervous going into that, but hey, this is what they do. They have a tradition, so let's keep that going, I guess.
And the content's been great. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's it has been enjoyable seeing Argentina embracing the culture in many different ways, in many different facets, and I'm sure you've experienced it in seeing the floods of Argentine fans that have gone to every single stadium. They're expecting 50,000 people, I believe it is, for this final to show up, and outnumbering the Spanish, I think 10-1. I think that was the estimations that I've seen. Again, I always knew about Argentina and the support that they get, but it just feels like they're in lockstep with this team more than I've ever seen.
I really truly feel that this team represents a large portion of Argentina. It represents the working class people. They all come from, very humble backgrounds. And I feel like the people of Argentina truly relate to them on a level that you kind of don't see with professional athletes that obviously at this point in their careers, they've come from a humble beginning and now they've reached the top, right? They've reached the mountaintop. And I really truly believe that the people see themselves in these players, and that's where that connection comes. The passion has always been there, and we know this about Argentina fans. And the reason I fell in love with the sport was because my dad brought me up to love this game from a very young age, and I was born right after the 1986 World Cup. I remember the 1994 World Cup, being at home watching Maradona I must have been 8 years old at that point, and it was what you see now has been happening my entire life. As a child, we would get together, watch games. I was in Argentina for the 1998 World Cup. Blew my mind, the support and the things we would see after wins. The game against England in 1998, I remember it so vividly. After that game, running outside of my grandmother's house, and it was just absolute chaos. They live in a residential area, absolute chaos on the streets, fireworks, fire. They were burning some dummy on the at the end of the block. It's really difficult to explain. It's one of those things that in Argentina they say, no lo trates de entender. Don't try to understand it because you won't. And it's true. It's a passion that is just inexplicable. And I don't see that with any other fan base. And it is beautiful. And it is a beautiful thing that you see people come together, people who might not, from different walks of life, that come together to support this team and celebrate together. And again, it's the beauty of sports, but I think it's at a different level in Argentina. And I think that's why you see this support everywhere you go. Every game's a home game for them.
Yeah.
And some of these people are selling their cars, quitting their jobs, selling different things just to be in the city without tickets. My cousin flew from Argentina to Atlanta for the semifinal without a ticket. Finally ends up getting a ticket a couple hours before the game. But to make that trip without a ticket, not knowing if you're even going to be able to be in the game, that kind of goes to show you what the mentality is for these fans about this team and where that passion lies.
Let's talk about the foot, because while the fans is a wonderful focus and you sound like you're going to have a phenomenal day, let's talk about the football itself. You are the underdogs going into this game. Spain controlled that game against France so brilliantly, and that midfield, we know how good they are. That centre-back pairing, we know how good they are. So how does Argentina combat what this Spain team do so well?
It's going to be difficult. I think that this is the most structured team that Argentina will face, probably not just in this tournament, but probably in several years, especially with some of the teams that they faced in the run-up to the World Cup, not exactly at the level that you would expect. And, that probably came back to bite them in some of these games where they had to fight back and be able to make these comebacks to get into the game. Spain is a structured team with a midfield that doesn't give the ball away and keeps the ball away from their opponents. My biggest fear is Spain scoring first. If Spain scores first like they did with France, they can lock it down. We've seen that, and that's my biggest fear. I think it'll be better to have...
the teams that lock it down against Argentina are really successful. Teams that don't stay on the front foot and just go, oh, right, we've taken a 1-goal lead, let's sit back and invite them onto us. That's a well-known positive tactic that every team should try, right?
Also, allowing a goal to the shortest guy on the pitch also is a really good tactic when you have six.
Yeah, that's a great tactic.
Six defenders in the box.
I see that Will has some PTSD coming here.
I'm trying to help him celebrate the third place medal, but he just is not. He ate the chocolate. I mean, I thought that would have cheered him up. Chocolate does a good thing to your soul.
Definitely did.
So there you go. See, Stefano, I'm trying.
I know. You're doing your best here to help all you boys. I know. Look at that. Be proud of it.
Look, see, it's
two of them now.
Yeah. it is interesting though, because as you mentioned though, because I don't know, Argentina is just they're going to be down 1-0 at some point. It's I don't want to say it's inevitable, but that just feels like the game theory, and it's the script that you can feel is going to happen. And for whatever reason, it's 3-1-6, whether it is England, whether it is Egypt, whether it is Switzerland, whoever it may be, Cabo Verde. When Argentina's on the attack like this, it has been very difficult for teams to stop them. And Spain has the midfield to do so, but it is history would suggest that Argentina can still find a way. That's the only hesitation I have towards going all in on Spain here, is that Argentina Magic, Messi Magic can make an appearance here in this World Cup final.
The team doesn't die, and that's the best way to explain it. This team just does not lay down. They will go down fighting. Like, if they lose this game, I don't see it. I don't foresee it being any kind of a blowout. Like, this team will go down all the way till the end fighting. And, Will, when you were saying, when I say lock it down, Spain does locking down very different, right? They're not going to sit back and park the bus. They're just going to keep the ball.
They conceded 1 goal in this tournament. We've conceded 13. 13. Yeah, it's a very different situation, and you're right. It's they can retain the ball. It is in their DNA, to use another buzz phrase from the last couple of weeks. And I would have some concern there, but I also just know that Scaloni has nailed his substitutions throughout this tournament, has nailed his lineups, and then you've got Messi.
The hydration break clip, I don't know if you saw that, of him talking with Paredes, I think it was, and getting the player's perspective and figuring out how they can together find the solution that they're looking for. There's a beautiful chemistry there that exists. And again, it's not brain tactical. It's simply just listening to your players, trusting your players, and figuring out the best solution.
From a tactical standpoint, too, I do think that I would like to see Messi out wide, sooner than we saw in the game against England. Obviously, he was having trouble going through the middle against England and decides to go out wide and give it a different view for this attack and have him do a different job than he would normally do, trying to cut in, trying to find his shot, or trying to find someone on the back post. I would like to see that up from the beginning, because I think they're going to struggle to go through Spain's midfield. Get him out wide, try to get Cucurella in some trouble, maybe with a yellow card at some point, and put that pressure on him from that side. I'd like to see that. Julian Alvarez, I think, could have a moment here in this game. I think he needs to step up here and have a moment. He did it obviously against Switzerland, but I think overall it's been an average World Cup for Julian Alvarez. I'd like to see him have a moment of magic. I think he has that in him. With all of the attention obviously going to be on Messi, I think he needs to step up here and have a moment. And the midfield, look, it needs to be. I'm a bit worried about what I've been reading. DePaul is trying to get back into the lineup. I think DePaul would be a good sub for us at this point.
He was tremendous.
It was the right I understand what you're saying about Messi, but actually what I think worked so brilliantly against England is that they made that decision to play Simeone, who's a much more traditional wide right player, rather than that diamond they've been playing the whole tournament. And while Simeone had a bit of the Noni Maduekes about him, where the final product wasn't necessarily there, he ran and he ran and he ran and he pinned Gordon back for huge stretches and he ran the legs out of Jed Spence. And then you go, right, we've run you ragged for 60 minutes. Now Lionel Messi's coming at you. Now we're going to throw that down your throat. And that's why it works to me. Marc Cucurella was so good in that France game. So good in that France game. Can he do it against Messi? Do it against a pretty good French front line? I don't know. I think that's really fascinating.
He's a pesky
really
guy.
fascinating.
He is a pesky guy.
He's been fantastic the entire tournament. Yeah. It really has been. I mean, not just defensively, but in the attack and getting assists and just being a menace on that left side. Will he be able to push forward and bomb down the line like he does with Messi sitting there on that right side? I don't know. I hope that he doesn't. I hope he stays back and tries to defend. But it is a struggle. But for me, again, it's that midfield for Spain. If they're dominating, controlling possession, it will be a very nervy 90 minutes for all of us. For sure.
Is there any world we see a game like 4 years ago? Is there any world where...
I don't think so.
Because of how attacking the fullbacks are, because I know Spain haven't scored a lot of goals, but Argentina have been very good at scoring gols, best goal scorers in the tournament. Is there any...
I would love it. This tournament's provided so many thrills, including a 10-goal thriller yesterday, the third place game. Every time I want to doubt this tournament and thinking, all right, there's going to be a lull here, there's a game that you could rate as the best game of this tournament. So I'm going to give a 15% chance.
I'll take it. I'll take 15%.
I'll take a 15% chance.
If there's a 15% chance the game is that good, I will take it all day long.
I think it'll be a tactical game.
I'm sure you'd much rather an easy 2-0 win.
Yes, please. That'd be fantastic for my heart. My heart's already on a threat level. Threat level.
The steak and wine probably won't help either. Final score? What you got? Final score? What you thinking?
Man,
head and heart. What you got?
My head says it'll be a 1-1 draw going to extra time. My heart will say 2-1 Argentina.
A 1-1 draw going to extra time is the favourite in the betting here in the UK.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That is the number one scoreline. I think it's 9-2 right
BTTS.
Oh, BTTS.
Brilliant.
But I could also see this game, I'm pretty sure this game will be 0-0 at halftime. That's what I'm expecting. I think it's going to be really cagey. I don't think it'll be like the France game. I don't think it'll be that wide open. I don't think Spain will allow it to be that wide open. I really do. I do expect it to be a low-scoring game, not as a thriller like we had in the last World Cup. Because obviously that was one of the best World Cup finals we've ever seen, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that will be a repeat of that, just because of the way Spain wants to control possession and hold the ball and keep the ball away from Argentina, from whoever they're playing. So I could see this being 0-0 at halftime, and then getting a couple of goals in the second half, whether that's 2-0 or a 1-1 and getting to extra time. Part of me just wants this to end at 90 minutes, however it may be, just because my nerves are all over the place right now. But yeah, we'll take a 1-1, go to extra time, and then at that point,
it's crap.
We got Messi.
Yeah.
We got Messi, and I'll back him forever. So.
Wonderful, Mr. Fusaro. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, man.
Enjoy tonight. Either way, win, lose, extra time, whatever it might be. Enjoy spending the time with your father. Enjoy it. It's going to be wonderful. And thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
No doubt.
Listen, I mean, I hope he's still listening. I hope that Argentina get thrashed tonight. I hope they get battered. I hope they get absolutely smashed. But if they don't, I'll think of Stefano and I will think, good for him. That's what I will be thinking of. I'll be thinking of him and his wonderful family and the wonderful time they're having, and I'll be like, that will warm my heart a little bit.
That's great to hear.
But I really hope Spain absolutely smash them.
This green got you feeling like the Grinch right now.
A little bit. Do you know what's really funny? I've got, so you'll have seen the burgundy version of this top. I've done a classic, don't know why I grabbed there of all places. Hello. I love fat bottom girls. If you've only just tuned in.
I'm a big fan of fat bottom girls.
Yeah, there we go. You've heard this a drop. Good. I'm really glad that went out there. I have like a burgundy version of this same top, and somebody actually messaged into Weekend Sports Breakfast today and went, I swear Will was wearing that on the stream the other day. I'm like, how are you paying that much attention to my fashion choices? Look at me. Look at me.
There's
as long as I've not got stains on my top, I'm pretty sure I'm happy with what I'm wearing on any kind of stream at any time. But yeah.
Declan Rice played 5,394 minutes this year for Club and Country. The only person who's worked harder than him is you.
No, Max Scott. Max Scott has slept an average of about 30 minutes a night. So it's 100% him. Coming up, we'll give our predictions for the World Cup final here on the S Word, sponsored by Kelsey, and indeed, Vamos Español.
My fat bottom girls.
The S Word with Will Gavin and Master Tesfacion
from talkSPORT.
Football in North America, and I mean the proper kind, where you only use your feet.
The S Word
from talkSPORT.
I'm just debating, right? This is the S-Word sponsored by Couchy, Will Galvin, Masters Fancy, and you know the deal. I'm just debating whether I can pull off the ultimate sports blackout tonight. I'm exhausted.
You've had a long day.
It has been. It's mostly because I stayed up and watched the entirety of that game last night. Stupid 10-goal thriller. Great game. So much fun. Terrible everything else around it in terms of context.
It's okay. I'll take the positives where I can.
The people on Instagram have been absolutely loving me digging out the England team and digging out Jordan Henderson for his speech and everything else. Some of my DMs have been spicy. I just turned to Marshall and went, might not watch the final later.
I can't believe this.
What I mean by that.
Wouldn't it be ironic if you watched the third place game live?
Took notes.
Stayed up for it. Did it, 12 hours of broadcasting talking about this game nonstop? Have every single clip on talkSPORT. Will Gavin talking about the third place game.
There's so much me on short form right now.
And you're talking about not watching the final live. This would be the most poetic way to end the show.
So it's when I say a sports blackout, what I'm thinking about doing is watching the game, but like not watching it tonight. Put my kids to bed at about 7:30, 8 o'clock-ish, because I'm not going to be able to watch the build-up either, which is annoying because I'm putting them to bed. Like, I've been getting annoyed at this World Cup as much as I love my children, that I keep like turning up just as the anthems are finishing and getting to see none of the actual build-up to games. Like, I get really hyped.
Listen to that, Shakira. The good part is the halftime show is going to take 30 minutes.
Hey, there you go.
So
there you go.
You can take a nice little nap if you want.
Staying awake.
Yeah,
that's mental.
You know,
I forgot about that.
I'm going to stay up for Justin Bieber. I'm sorry.
The pre-game, by the way. Have you seen anything about the pre-game?
No.
Tom Cruise, Robin Williams.
Oh, yes.
There's a whole like pre-game ceremony as well that's going to be going.
I Show Speed, I think it's supposed to be.
I Show Speed's involved. Yeah, absolutely. The 30-minute halftime, and we never talked about this. We tried to get Rory on the show today, and he didn't come on. Coward.
He's a Chelsea fan. What do you expect?
He's like, as someone who supports the Americana and loves the American football and has been to a whole bunch of Super Bowls, there is a bit of me that's like, could that hurt the game? Because football's very different. The NFL is fine because you spend half your time on the sideline anyway. Those athletes are explosion-based athletes. They know how to warm up and slow down and everything else. Football's like, if you give a footballer 30 minutes instead of 15 minutes, are they just going to collapse into a puddle? Is the first 15 minutes of the second half going to basically be a warm-up? I'm slightly concerned about that, as much as I kind of support the halftime show.
I mean, you'd think, wouldn't it favor Messi at least? Like taking a 30-minute break?
Yeah.
You get a hydration break, you get a 30-minute break. Like, I mean, at this point, I think he kind of is going in 15-minute bursts. I mean, he walks 63% of the time anyway.
Maybe you could get himself a little cocktail.
You know?
Like,
watch Shakira, die. He go, dally, let's go.
There should be an 11-minute halftime show, which is just Shakira singing all her different World Cup songs.
All the bangers?
Yeah,
all the bangers.
Just forget everyone else that's involved.
Bieber's a big deal.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, the idea was, don't watch the game live tonight. Go to bed at 8 o'clock. Turn my phone off. And then after I drop the kids off at the childminder in the morning,
there's no way.
About 7:30, stick the game on as live and watch the thing in full before the show tomorrow.
Do you think no one will spoil this for you?
Yeah, but if I turn my phone off, who's going to spoil it for me?
I don't know. Someone at the car park as you're dropping your kids off? Like,
it's as long as I say to my childminder, as long as I walk in there going, la, 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 I think she'll understand.
Okay.
I'll text her in advance. I'll text her today going, by the way, I'm not watching it until after I've dropped them off tomorrow.
There's going to be something that gives it. I'm sorry. Like, there's going to be a random person driving past with a Spanish flag hanging, still honking their horn. And you may be, depending on your neighborhood, who your neighbors are, I don't know. Maybe if you're next to an Argentine or a Spanish fan or someone that maybe had a hefty wager on this game, that you just never know.
I told you about the Champions League final, didn't I? I had the Arsenal goal ruined for me.
By who?
By the kids across the road.
See, there you go.
I had the game on inside. I'd gone to get a drink. I'd left something in the car earlier. And this is the same problem. Put the kids to bed. Didn't get to watch the build-up. Didn't do all my prep, so I was ready to watch the game bang on. And it was such an early goal. I was like, right, I've got a minute here. I can go out to the car. And I heard across the road some kids going mental. And I'm like, well, Arsenal have definitely scored then. Walk back in as Kai Havertz breaks into the box. And I'm like, fine. We've literally got a minute of the show left.
Predictions. Who you got?
Who wins the World Cup?
Who you got?
I got Spain. I've got Spain winning by 2 clear goals. I made that prediction for England on Wednesday, by the way. So
game theory makes a lot of sense for people to pick Spain 2-0. But I think Argentina scores somehow, some way. So I could see this being 2-1 Argentina.
Whoa. Back-to-backs.
Messi's the greatest of all time.
Retires there on the pitch.
I mean, he's got to finish up an MLS game.
He did it once 10 years ago. In New York, he turned around and said, I'm retiring from international football. He's since won 2 Copa Americas and might win a second World Cup today.
He might win a second MLS Cup.
And yet he doesn't make our Mount Rushmore.
It does not make our Mount Rushmore. The one guy putting America on his back. Going to win a Ballon d'Or off a World Cup and an MLS Cup.
An MLS player is going to win a Ballon d'Or.
Again.
Oh,
Messi did it already.
Yep, okay, fine.
Put the kids to bed.
I'll let you all know. Look at my Instagram and we'll find out. Did I watch the game live? Do I watch it live tomorrow morning?
Do I spoil it for you?
Do not. Just turn up at my house and knock and be like, 2-1 Argentina. See you later. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been the S Word. We are everywhere. Go get the podcast. And then tomorrow we'll react to the World Cup final live from 8 a.m. Eastern. Join us. Argentina. Español. Viva Español!
Bringing all the biggest football debates
stateside.
The S Word
from talkSPORT.